So you want to buy a home. Awesome. But how do you get a loan? Is it easy? You just rock up to the bank and they give you the money?
Well, today we're going to take you through the step-by-step process to getting a home loan.
All right. So step one, chat to a mortgage broker. Now, this might sound a bit self-serving. So Nathan, why bother talking to a mortgage broker? Why not go to your bank? I've got my little Dolomite account. I'll go to CBA. That makes sense, right?
Going through a mortgage broker not only gives you choice, gives you access to a plethora of different lenders, they'll also help you navigate and make sure that you're not applying with a bank that you might not be suitable for, particularly with lending criteria is constantly changing. You may be in a short-term employment and the bank you're applying for might not be keen on it. So going through a mortgage broker will increase your chances of success and give you far more choice.
I kind of put it this way. I guess, in other words, by going through a broker, you can sit in front of one person and you get access to 30 different banks and lenders. Whereas you go to your CBA bank branch manager, I'm sure they're really nice people, but they've only got one lender and they're not going to tell you if there's a better deal down the road. And like Nathan said, there's different policies, there's different interest rates, and there's actually different lenders' mortgage insurance costs. Now, I've got another video on that, so if you want to check out more details, make sure you click it below.
Step number 2 is time to prepare for your application. So Jaden, practically, what does this look like?
Yeah, so this is when your broker or your bank will ask you for things like your pay slips, your ID documents, maybe even some bank statements to start that home loan process rolling. They're going to need to show the bank this so their credit team can go through your documents and make sure that you can afford the loan. So this time can take a couple of days. There's a bit of preparation, and then basically at the back end, your bank or broker will come back and say, we recommend this product for you to apply for.
Step number 3, the paperwork that's now being provided goes to the bank and you get a pre-approval. So Jaden, tell me more about what a pre-approval is.
Yeah, so a pre-approval is just that. So it's an approval that the bank gives to you that's usually subject to a bunch of other conditions and terms, because at this point, you haven't actually found your property yet. So there's different types of pre-approvals depending on the bank, and this is where people can get caught out. There's a lot of banks out there that'll say they can do a 30-minute over-the-counter approval or something over the phone where it's an instant pre-approval, and unfortunately, they're not real. Those pre-approvals are basically just a credit report that checks that you're okay and you don't have any defaults, but they don't look at your income. Like Nathan said before, they don't check if you get paid overtime or meal allowances or different sort of things. That then could mean the bank can decline you after you've been pre-approved. So again, it's a good step to get. You definitely want to get a pre-approval. So it's definitely the next step in the process, but just know what type of approval it is. You can ask your bank or broker if it's been to the credit team in their bank, if the lender's mortgage insurer has approved it, and what other conditions your approval might be subject to before you get to the formal approval, which is in a few steps time.
So step number 4, you've got your pre-approval, you start looking around, you find the right property, you've successfully negotiated the purchase. What happens here? So I give the broker the contract to sell. I don't know what happens after that.
Yeah, so pretty much from here, the broker or the bank will arrange a property valuation. This is where the bank will send out basically an independent valuer to go look at the property. They'll make sure the price that you're paying is broadly what the market is, but it's only for bank purposes. So it's not really for your use anyway. It's just to make sure if something goes wrong, the bank can sell the property for what you bought it for.
Step number 5, the valuation's now back. The bank's received it. What happens from here?
Yeah, you're approved. Almost. So at this point, all those documents go back, your pay slips, all your information goes back to the bank's credit team with the valuation. They'll double check everything for the last time, and then they'll issue the formal approval. Now, sometimes this is called an unconditional approval, but the good thing is that's it. That means you're approved. It's not subject to any further conditions. You just need to go through the next steps in the process to do it. So if you've got a finance clause, at this point, you can tell the real estate agent or your solicitor that your finance is approved, and you can move forward and get ready to move into that place.
Step number 6, the loan's now approved. Loan contracts are ready to sign. What does that look like?
Yeah, so loan contracts can be scary. They look like a big wad of paper. It's crazy, but it's part of the process. The banks have a lot of standard terms and conditions in there. It's nothing to really worry about, but this really just formalizes your home loan approval. So you sit down with your broker or your banker, you sign the loan contracts, they'll have the interest rates, your repayment details, the loan amount you're getting given, any fees and charges the bank's going to charge you now and even into the future. And you basically just go back through these and sign them. It's pretty easy at this point. You're almost on the home stretch. So from this point forwards, it's kind of up to the bank and your solicitors to book in settlement.
Step number 7, settlement's been booked in. It's a day you're going to get the keys. Settlement day, what does that entail?
Yeah, so settlement day, it's quite exciting. So again, there's nothing else for you to do until it's settled. So in the background, the bank and the solicitor, or if you're refinancing a home, the bank and the bank will talk, and they'll basically exchange money. They still actually exchange paper checks, which is a bit crazy, but they do that. They'll sort that out. Money will exchange hands, and about 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, you'll get a phone call from your broker or your banker to say, hey, congrats, it's settled. You can go and get the keys. So that's it. You're home, aren't you?
Step number 8, you've settled, you've moved in. It's 2 weeks after the settlement date. What should you be checking?
Yeah, so you're probably not thinking about the home loan process right now, but you should be. So you've got to remember that after settlement, the bank will usually take out your first direct debit or your first home loan repayment about 2 to 4 weeks after settlement. So it depends. If you've done fortnightly repayments, it'll roughly come out 2 weeks after. If you've done monthly repayments, it'll come out obviously about 30 days after settlement. But it's at this point, 2 weeks after settlement, that you want to be checking that your offset account's set up correctly, if you've got an offset account, that your internet banking's online so you can see the account, and that your repayments are all set up and all good to go, because quite often the banks kind of forget this and they make mistakes, and you don't want to fall behind in your repayments before you've even made the first one.
And the last step, reviewing your loan regularly. So Jaden, should I be reviewing it after 12 months, 24 months? What do you reckon?
Yeah, so unfortunately here, throughout the home loan process, it's not something that stops after settlement. It's ongoing. These days, the banks do offer much better deals to new customers, which sucks. You can be a loyal customer. You could have been there. I could have been my little Dolomite kid with CBA for years and years, but they are just more interested in winning new customers and not really too worried about the old ones. So that's where working with your mortgage broker and doing an annual review is great. At Hunter Galloway, we help out with that with all of our customers. So if you need any help reviewing your loan, or if you just want to know some questions on the home loan process, let us know, leave a comment below, or hit us up at huntergalloway.com.au.